Hi there, and welcome to another dose of virtual vitamin Z. This is DZS News for the week of April 19th, 2021. I'm your co-host, Stephen.
And I'm your co-host, Claire. We're going to jump right into some Detroit Zoological Society updates. The first being, we are very pleased to welcome Mojo to our Detroit Zoological Society family. She is now living here at the Detroit Zoo with Bissell and Chesley, the other two anteaters in our care. Mojo came to us from another institution. She is on the older side as far as anteaters go, and she'll be enjoying her days out in the anteater habitat, which is close to the Arctic Cafe and towards the entrance of the Arctic Ring of Life. So in your next visit out, make sure you check her out. She was out there very busily digging in the habitat the other day, which anteaters have incredibly long claws, which make them very effective diggers. So see if you can catch a glimpse of her out in the habitat space.
I will say giant anteaters are very interesting looking animals. One of the things when I saw her, and the other two as well, is just realize, we're out looking for, thinking about what aliens might look like in other planets. And to be honest, I feel like giant anteaters are about as far out as I can think.
I had the opportunity to sit in on her recent exam to make sure that she was healthy before she went out into the habitat. And it was very interesting to be able to look at some of her adaptations and features up close. I mean, her tongue is almost 2 feet long. Her nose is little tiny. She's got little tiny ears. Just a really, really cool animal with a lot of really neat adaptations for surviving out where they live. So just really cool. Make sure you check them out the next time you come out to visit us here at the zoo.
Next up, the Detroit Zoological Society is currently searching for a new mayor of Amphibieville. Now, Amphibieville is also known as the National Amphibian Conservation Center, where the DZS is doing incredible work to conserve a wide range of species of amphibians, including frogs, toads, caecilians, and salamanders. And the mayor of Amphibieville will represent Amphibieville and encourage other people to reflect on how they can take actions to help amphibians. Now, there are some qualifications for the mayor. The mayor must be between 7 and 12 years old and live in Michigan. And if you're interested or know somebody who is, you can submit an essay of 100 words or fewer talking about what you can do to help amphibians, and then either send that to social media at dzs.org or mail it to Mayor of Amphibieville, the Detroit Zoological Society, 8450 West 10 Mile Road, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48067.
I have to shout out too to our outgoing mayor of Amphibieville, Trinity. She's served 2 terms now and has done just an absolutely incredible job of bringing attention to all the things that are happening with amphibians across the globe, especially locally. She's done an absolutely tremendous job, and we're very excited to see who's next and what they're going to have on their platform for helping amphibians, both locally and further out. All right, speaking of helping the environment, we are very pleased to announce that we have committed to planting 2,000 trees. And this is a huge step forward on our green journey and a major reforestation initiative. Many of those trees will be planted here on the Detroit Zoo grounds, filling in some open areas that we have and replacing some trees that have gone because of old age or other reasons. So this is a huge initiative. And this is important because each tree absorbs a lot of carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is a gas that we all exhale, but there's also rampant carbon dioxide in our atmosphere right now. And that rampant carbon dioxide actually acts as a heat trapping blanket over our atmosphere and leading to some of the changes that we're seeing in our climate. Additionally, trees absorb a lot of storm water. So when we have those big rain events, a lot of that water travels down the roots of the trees and goes back into the ground level where it's supposed to be, instead of running off into our stormwater and overwhelming our stormwater systems and therefore our rivers and lakes. So this is a really important initiative. We would love for other people in the community to join us in this reforestation effort. If there's areas around you that could use a few more trees, consider joining in. This is a huge way to combat climate change. Plus, there's a lot of other benefits. It helps shade surfaces, keeps areas cooler, can help save on electrical costs by shading out your house. Tons and tons of benefits. So next time you visit, look out for all those trees. They're popping up all over the place.
Yeah, every day our landscaping staff is hard at work planting all of these trees. So every day as I go for a walk around the zoo, I notice new trees that weren't there the day prior. And Among the benefits, one other is it provides just incredible habitat for local wildlife, small mammals, birds, insects, other invertebrates. And one of the really great things is that the initiative is making an effort to plant as many native trees as possible. So they aren't just attractive, they don't just have all of these benefits, but they're also providing excellent habitat for those local animals who depend upon them.
You know, Steve, I'm glad you mentioned that. That reminds me, I was just reading an article about oak trees. Apparently, oak trees are one of the most beneficial for wildlife. Between the acorns that they drop, the shelter they provide, they're home to a variety of different species of caterpillars, which are really important for nesting birds as a food source. So oak trees have had a rough go recently with oak wilt and other diseases and issues. So if you have an oak tree nearby you, try to take good care of it or plant some oaks. They're really great for wildlife. So there you go.
Awesome. So next up, we were happy to announce that the Peregrine Falcon live cam is back up, and you can access it on the Detroit Zoo's website at detroitzoo.org. Claire, back to you for our featured story.
All right, so this week is Earth Week on Thursday the 22nd, and we have an Earth Week challenge for you. So we're asking everybody in our viewing community to choose an action that will help the planet and then commit to practicing that action each day this week. We suggest that you keep a daily journal of your experiences, and then you can share them with us at education@dzs.org. And we would love to feature you on an upcoming DZS News feature story. And to get you started, we have some suggestions of different actions that you might take. Stephen, you want to start us off?
Yep. So the action that I think I am going to take is I am going to really make an effort to not use any single-use items, to only use reusable items. That includes things like utensils, that includes things like plastic bags, and it can be particularly challenging, especially right now. But I just think that it's really important for us to be very mindful of the amount of waste that we produce and the things we can do to prevent that. So that's what I'm going to commit to this week. How about you?
So I have a toss up between two of them. I did plan a few extra plant-based meals this week for my family, but I'm also going to be making my family go outside and spend a little bit more time outside. I found that it helps them kind of like de-stress after the day, especially my two young girls. And it also for all those parents out there, it makes them go to bed easier because they're more tired. So just a little hint there. So not only are you helping the environment and getting outside, but it might lead to earlier bedtimes.
I love that. I know it might not seem like it has an immediate effect on the environment, but spending time outdoors, if you ask really anybody that I've met who is, doing work or just identifies as an environmentalist, and you ask them what brought them to it, so many people say, oh, well, it was time spent outdoors as a child where I was able to really build my connection with nature. So it's never too late to start building that connection. And it really does have an instrumental effect on our abilities, our desire and willingness to do things to help animals and nature.
Great. It does sound like we're going to have to put on some winter clothes if we go outside on Wednesday. It turns out that the weather forecasters are saying, and I don't usually hope for them to be wrong, but I'm really hoping they're wrong this time because I'm about done with snow. All right, let's launch into our virtual education program preview for the week. As always, you are starting off the week on Monday morning with DZS News with Stephen and I.
And then on Tuesday, April 20th, the wildlife adventure story is Why the Hippo Lives in the Water. And I've never really thought about that before. I'm excited to find out why.
It's a good one, I promise. On Wednesday, on our Celebrating Science series, we'll be featuring Georgia Arturi.
And I believe that she is a bat researcher, so this should be really interesting. Next up, the Green Journey episode, not surprisingly for Earth Day, is about Earth Day. And this is going to basically be about a little bit about the history of Earth Day, but also why celebrating Earth Day is important and ways that you can join us as the DZS in celebrating Earth Day this year.
And on Friday, we'll be wrapping up the week with our Citizen Science Month series. And Stephen, you're going to be telling us more about Michigan Zoom In, which is a citizen science project that's helping researchers identify wildlife that's been spotted around the state of Michigan, correct?
Yeah, this is a really cool project. And the Trail Camera Project includes spots up in the northern Lower Peninsula and Upper Peninsula, but it also includes cameras in the city of Detroit in different parks. And it's just a real cool way to realize that there are all these other beings who share our spaces, who we might never see or very rarely see, but who are coexisting with us. And it's a really cool project.
Looking forward to that. Unknown neighbors, right? You get to meet the neighbors that you didn't know you had.
Exactly.
A reminder that the Belle Isle Nature Center has a whole bunch of video lessons and quick tips on their website. And even though I just promised you the possibility of snow on Wednesday, I promise warmer days are coming. Great opportunity to get outside and enjoy our outdoor spaces. So be sure to check out those resources.
And then in addition to the virtual vitamin Z episodes that we share on our social media, we are also offering a lot of different virtual learning labs on the Detroit Zoo's website, detroitzoo.org. And if you click on that education tab, and this is something that could be relevant to teachers, that could be relevant to parents, that could be relevant really just to anybody who's interested in learning more about animals. These are really well done programs, so definitely check them out.
All right, Detroit, that's everything that we have for you this week. Remember to celebrate Earth Day on Thursday and every day. We're looking forward to your Eco Challenge Week submissions. And until next week, stay healthy, Detroit.